Hello viewers. Oh. Hello viewers. Hopefully you can hear me okay and everything's working. Ready for another stream today. I enjoyed playing Need for Speed the other day. And I thought, why not time for a bit more Need for Speed on the here. Get my shoes off, ready for the stream. Get comfortable in the rig. And play a little bit more Need for Speed on the PlayStation 1. And I'll gradually get set up here, ready for some streaming action and some chat with you guys. So do say hello in the chat, and I will hopefully be here to see it all. So let's jump in for a bit more Need for Speed action. I quite enjoyed doing the Need for Speed the other day. Enjoying a bit of retro chat, nice and simple. Let's see. We'll load whatever was in there. I don't think there was much in there, but we'll do a bit of driving, a bit of casual driving tonight. We might do a couple of other games as well, maybe even a non-racing game later. We've got Destruction Derby here, so we'll probably have a look at that in a bit, and a little bit of Loaded as well on the PS1. Non-racing, but a game I enjoyed a great deal. So let's just load our records and then get started. It's great also that we can have the it's overwrite. I always like that term, overwrite. It's like, oh, it's overwriting my memory card. It's just the worst when somebody does that to your memory card. And let's just see where we are. Okay, let's get out of this. Get into some driving action. I want to go back on this track. Good morning. I quite enjoyed driving this one the other day. I'm going to do this again just to see if I can improve. Gradually learning the course. Get stuck in. It's all quiet in the menu screens, isn't it? It's one thing. I always thought there was music playing in the menu screens, but obviously not. So Lamborghini action, 90s Lamborghini, really nice. I was a big fan of this car at the time. The Ferrari as well was great. We didn't know so much about the Viper. This was actually the game where I learned about the Dodge Viper. Actually, I didn't know much about all those sorts of cars at the time. And it was all very exotic. Let's get back into it. Just got to squint again, haven't I? Oh, it's a bit grainy and orangey, isn't it, in the sun in the morning? Much prefer the evening. It's easier to see what you're doing. It actually looks much better on the stream than it does on my TV. It's amazing. It's so grainy. And what else would you be doing on a Friday but listening to a bit of Radio Allen racing around on the PlayStation 1? My favourite, is it my favourite console? It is my favourite console, the PS1. I love this console. It was amazing. It had so many great games. and it bridged the gap between the games we have today and then, in terms of greater complexity but still focused on the gameplay. Simplistic of retro gameplay in terms of we were applying that to these new consoles. Of course, I'm a big fan of the Mega Drive as well. It has a special place for me, despite the SNES having more power and performance. These AI are tricky, aren't they? They do weave around a lot. Amazing. I mean, these AI are actually surprisingly good in terms of the way they move and defend. Actually moving and defending more than most current games. So, oh no, not great. Got to try closing up now, come on. No. Trying to go too quick. I am going to win this race eventually, even if I have to do it again and again. Do say hello guys in the chat. The chat's having a problem, it's not working at the moment, so I'll catch up with your messages in just a moment. Look at the AI there, super quick, super aggressive. So, enjoying this at the moment. I put a couple of interviews up on the channel for F1 Esports, for those who are interested in it. F1 Esports final is tomorrow. I'll be there, so do check it out. And I will be reporting on that a little bit, and obviously doing a bit more in the way of, oh, goodness me, it's locked up. These AI are brutal. Look at that. Have some of that. Oh, this race has not gone to plan at all. Close up. This guy, look. Pushing me off. My eyes are gradually becoming more accustomed to the blockiness. Come on. Close on these guys, they're all ahead. I can do this, I can do it. Oh no! Disastrous corner, disastrous. I can feel the next car breathing around my neck. was I riding the brake? I'm trying to remember how I broke some of these corners because I used to do them so quickly. And I can't remember how I did them. I think I was riding the brake through some of them. Bit of that rock. Get that rock on. So close. He almost took me out. Took himself out. That's better. A little bit quicker, not much. You need to be doing that more like 150 probably. Get it hooked up by 160 even. And you dominate. This is a corner's a bit tricky. Get it on the inside. Better. Still not hitting that apex. Loads more time to find on these corners. Better. Just taking more risks on the speed. Getting through. Come on, let's do this. Final lap. Let's get past him. Come on. A little bit of speed there now, a bit of braking. Oh, come on. Let's do this. Got to take this guy. Close. It's not looking good. Oh, it locked up. Oh, disaster. Disaster. But that was physically painful for me. And you know what? It should be physically painful for you guys as well, because you know I'm going to have to just run this again now, just to amend that. Bloody car looking up there. So frustrating. I've lost my composure now. Furious. Right. Let's finish this race. Enjoy a bit of a highlights replay. I've lost it now. Lost my flow. My thumb's hurting as well. Not used to all this D-pad stuff. Look at that, whole field's right in front of me. Well, that was that race. I can't say I'm happy with the result of that one. We will try something different. More Need for Speed actions. We've got a few people in the room now. We've got Jamie with a thumbs up. Hello Jamie on Facebook. We've got Earl there. Hello Earl. Mr. Bronze on Mixer. Yes, we're on Mixer as well. What have we got here? Oh, quite a few people there. Cockpit Cam people in Need for Speed. That's right. Cockpit Cam in the original game. Marfran there. And Wallace enjoys a bit of Need for Speed. Do you know what this is? The R. No, that's it. A. Mr. A. Look at that.
You've got a top 10 time for this track.
You got a top 10 time for this track. Oh, terrible. But we did have one good lap in that race. So we are going to try again. Thumb is not used to this kind of battering. Let's look at some highlights for a minute. I'll look at some of your comments. Now, I don't know how to pronounce your name here. We've got a comment here from in CRX. You pointed out to me that I like the word undulation. I always remembered that, actually. I do like the word undulation. It's a good word. Undulation is the joy of racing. Yeah, a flat racetrack is dull. Bit of undulation, it adds so much more to the driving experience. It's what you need. I was tractor racing yesterday, and there was lots of undulation, and it made it so much more challenging sliding through the mud. And that video is coming to Team VV in the next few days. You're going to see me playing a little bit of Farm Sim, streaming a bit of Farm Sim as well, just giving you guys an idea on how, well, I don't know, how addictive it can be driving big tractors, watering fields, irrigating crops, and cops. Right, let's see. We've got Ben here as well. Wouldn't say I love your work. Thanks, Ben. Really appreciate it. You know, I like to share a few old games and new games. So obviously, everything in context, you know, in terms of what we like about different types of games. And I love to come back to these old games and share some of my passions for them. I want to get more of my consoles working, and I've got a new system coming in the next few days, which is going to improve the quality on my retro consoles and enable me to introduce scan lines to the original hardware, so that you get a much more faithful image of the proper SCART resolution, because even what you're seeing here is a little bit poor in terms of resolution. It's still not quite as good as the original resolution, which was designed to have, you know, scan lines in it. I don't want to see any more of my race. It's upsetting. It was upsetting. Marfram was just saying gravel was disappointment from day one. Yeah, I mean, I think gravel had potential, didn't it? The early build of gravel was better in many ways than the final game, but it dropped without trace, didn't it? We're going to come back to that race, and we're going to do a bit of something else. I think it's always good when we have cop chasing. I'm going to try a different car this time. Let's see. We're going to do back to Alpine. Back to Alpine, and I'm going to do the Ferrari Virtus. Darn. Did I just enter a race there? No. I did. We're gonna back out of this. Let's just do a bit of head-to-head. Got that music going now. We've got that vibe. This is what you need on a Friday night. It's music, it's action, it's driving is what you need. Proper driving. Head-to-head. We're going to go against the Lamborghini. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I can take it. I can take it. I should have gone up against the Dodge Viper, because the Dodge Viper would have probably been easier. Do subscribe, follow, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. You know, it really helps what we do. If you like a bit of racing gaming or just retro gaming in general. Also, do share this stream if you could. Just share it around on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. You know, just gets more people involved in a bit of chat. If you know people who like retro gaming as well. Oh, what a slow start! Just a second too early on my gear change. I used to play this a lot from in-car actually. I'm racing a purple Lamborghini. Look at that. Police. Can you hear them? Cops. There's a heat. Oh, there they are. The heat is on. I wonder if he slowed down then. I need to get away from these cops badly. Oh, what are these two doing? Oh, scum. Oh no, no. We're going to restart. We're going to restart. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's deactivated. Just that range. Oh wow, look at the other car. He's gone. Come on. I can't believe what a terrible start that was. Two cars AI cars overtaking each other on the road. It's just such a rarity in this game for that to happen. That's alright, he's going the other way, he's got to turn around. Oh, he just wouldn't turn. Come on. Pedal to the metal. We've got to take risks if we're going to catch this guy. Oh, you scum! That was his fault. That was his fault. Do you know what? Do you know what? We're actually going to restart that. We're going to restart. We're going to restart because we need to restart. Can't have that. Can't have that. Mr. Bronze is having some pizza. Sorry, it's Earl. Earl having some pizza. Good man. That's what I like to hear. Bit of munch. I have a very large glass of water. We've got Dave Holt in the room on Facebook. Thumbs up. Thanks, Dave. We've got Errol as well watching. Love it. His friend just played this last night. That's great to hear. You know, people still remember what made Need for Speed great. Sadly, it's not great anymore in the same way. Come on. I need to do this guy now properly. Oh no, I keep hitting the wrong thing. That's it. Got to take this guy. Oh. I tried to be cheeky and spin him out, but it didn't work. There's probably a lane that's a better lane to be in here, but as long as you don't land on the car when you go over the jump, that's the thing. Okay. Had to avoid him, but we're okay, we're still going. Come on. Do this now, pushing. Look, the police are on me, feeling the heat. Heat are on me. Got to get away from this guy. Oh, have some of that in your face. Have some traffic in your face. And look, there's deers and stuff. Have some deers and wildlife. Still with me, scum. No, no! Damn, scumbag. Oh. Okay. Whatever. Whatever. I promise I won't do it again, officer. You know, there was a time years ago. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's all gone pear-shaped, isn't it? There was a time when I was very good at this. I just can't remember how to drive it now to save my life. Maybe the scan lines will help me when I get them set up. Do you know what? It doesn't matter. He's got to catch me first. I looked at my radar then. You know, I'm going to try one more restart because I think it's important for us all tonight to enjoy a bit of restarting action. This is what it is to be a racing gamer. None of this rewind business that you people are used to these days. No, no. It was restart and perfect. You know, nothing in between. Nothing in between. None of this rewind nonsense that everybody uses. I've got to rehydrate because I'm a racing driver, obviously. I lose like 3 pounds of weight during a race, you know, so. We've got, just looking at the chat there, Mark saying, wish I'd remaster this for online multiplayer. Can you imagine how awesome this could be remastered? I would love a remaster, come on. But you need to get that guy back, the guy from the 3DO version. The guy, what was his name again? Completely forgot. somebody mentioned it the other day and I completely forgot his name, but he was a real sort of punk in a fun way. Where's the cop? That's the cop. Look, why didn't the cop chase him? He's doing it too. It's not fair. Look at the police go as well, you know. The policeman is flying. I mean, I'm not hanging around, but... I can hear him. Scum. He's scum. Right on me. Oh no, please. Please. I can't believe this. What? Oh. Damn. Okay, officer. That's absolutely the last time, officer. No comment. It's just not going well for me, is it? It's just not going well for me. So, I'll catch up on your comments in just a moment. See them out the corner of my eye. Come on, bit of rock. Well, at least it happened just in front of the cop car. I didn't get arrested again. Let's just take second place now. I would regularly win this. Now I just... there he is, he's up the road. If I did every... Man. The responsiveness is so sort of... If you're not... You can't react to the car if you see a car. That's the thing that's frustrating. So if you're watching this and thinking, well, why didn't you steer and dodge it? You do. But it takes sort of a second for the car to respond in that way. Yeah, whatever. Come and catch me. Speak to my lawyer. Oh, and you too. Go on. Right, let's do this. Come on, speed under the bridge. But a nice flurry to the finish. A nice flurry to the finish on that one as well. And Mr. Bronze watching with the girls. Hey, I hope you're having a good time watching some retro streaming tonight. Let me know what games you'd like to see. Guys, let me know what games you'd like to see. Let's continue to see my amazing, impressive driving skills on Need for Speed. So tonight's stream, a bit of Need for Speed, it's my pedals, a bit of Need for Speed, maybe a bit of Destruction Derby, and maybe a bit of Loaded, just for me, just to play something that's non-driving. I do like to play lots of non-driving games, and at some point my stream's probably not on YouTube. YouTube will remain just driving, but on Facebook it's going to be... Sometimes there's going to be some non-driving stuff. There's definitely a knack to... got some different music now. Oh, we've got the AER music. But, oh no! Oh, God, it just turned in then. Can't quite... Oh no, it's oversteering, understeering. I should have used the Porsche. Oh, bugger off, cops. It's not the AR music, it's the rock one. Yeah, have that. Have that, you scum. Have that. Oh, he's going to go running outside. Ah! Oh, it's just too bloody quick. Speak to my lawyer. I'm not saying a word. If I've got enough money for a Ferrari like this, I've got really good lawyers. Did anyone just see that car changing lanes? Honestly, he was driving on the wrong side of the road, and now I'm going to get arrested. How aggressive this cop is. He's probably trying to take me. Where is the cop? He's not going the same way, is he? Oh, he is as well, isn't he? There he is. Can we just like overtake him, like gently overtake him? Ah, look at that! I mean, I was overtaking him like 1 mile an hour faster than him. What's that all about? That's a really, really highway patrol, right? Ruling to themselves. Have some of that, mate. Have some of that. No! Oh! Look, there's a Jeep in the way. Oh.
Well, I do believe I got me my first UFO capture. You better start turning green real fast, Gizmo, or the National Enquirer ain't gonna buy my story.
Oh well. Oh well. There you go. The cops got me. I've got to try again. I can't have that. We've got to do better. We're going to do a different car though. I blame the car. I blame the car. The Ferrari is quick, but not nimble enough. We're going to go nimble now. We're going to use a Porsche. A bit more nimble. And we're going to race against Dodge Viper. Let's see some more skills. I'm learning the tracks gradually. Ben Williams there was a big fan of the PGR series. I love the PGR series. I mean, I want to actually stream some Project Gotham Racing. It's definitely on the plan. As well as I'm trying to get all my consoles set up. So PS2, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast. So my only issue at the moment is I have a lot of import Japanese games, and I've got some technical issues where they might appear in black and white, so I've got to try and fix that. Need for Speed 3, I do have Need for Speed 3. I am going to stream a bit of Need for Speed 3 at some point. Those people who don't know Need for Speed 3, of course, it had interactive soundtracks as well, which responded as to what part of the road you were on, which is pretty darn cool. There we go, Porsche power. Let's try this. More sensitive steering. Not as fast as the other cars, but yeah, you just got to fly past them as quick as you can, haven't you? There's no point waiting because he's obviously gonna. It's close. Oh, they crashed. They crashed. Good. AI is out of it now. Let's see if we can stay ahead of him. Can't believe how fast the cop's going. Ah, damn it. Just went over too far. Look at him, he's gone. He crashed earlier. Right on me. Focus this time, guys. Let's focus. I was looking at the map. I was looking at the map and not him. Darn. Darn. We've got Nick Burkham in the room as well. Nick, hello Nick. I should play a bit of Wipeout just for you. So, with Nick Burkham there just on Facebook. Good old Nick. Great to see. Obviously, if you play tabletop racing or Wipeout. Oh, that was so frustrating. Do you know, what's frustrating is when you played these games so much years ago and you used to be really good at them, you come back to them now, it's just all gone. Everything requires practice. Everything. So let's see how we're getting on. So do share this as well, guys. Really appreciate you sharing it. Oh, and a perfect gear change there. Traction off the line. Go for it. Come on now, let's do this now. I'm not mucking around. We've got to beat this guy. Only way we're going to beat him is by somehow slamming him into a wall, isn't it? I think that's the only... He's just... The AI is just so good in this. Look at him go. I can't get near him. Look at him go. He is gone. There's no way I can keep with this guy at the moment. We are getting better at it though, gradually. The first game to this one. This car definitely handles a bit better for me. It's not as quick as the Ferrari, but At least we're making a race of it so far. Look at the cops though, still on me. This guy's blocking me. Look at him blocking me. Oh yes! Oh no! Oh! Damn! Damn, damn, damn! Oh. I thought I'd put him into a pile-up then. He just gets away with it and flies off every time. It's a bit of that rock, 90s rock. Just ahead of me. I'm just going to focus on the road though, so they come at you real quick, these guys. Oh, lost it. Oh, he's done me. Cop's done me. Cop is right there. Oh, nearly beat him. Damn. Damn. Should have gone the other way. Oh, Bongo Baggins remembers it being better than this. You see, that's the mind's eye. The mind's eye. You know, drink some booze. It will look better then. It was good. This was amazing back in the day. But I will say, as I point out, the graphics don't look as good without the scan lights, as I mentioned. It looked slightly more high resolution back in the day. Games just don't look as good when they're running through just a standard SCART box. So, as I say, in the next few days I will have improved resolution and detail on PS1 games. Of course, here you have authentic load times, stuff like that. You know, authentic rubbishness. And this is my actual Need for Speed disc, of course, that I bought in 1996 when this was released in March '96. And this was it. Good start there. Some good music as well to go with it. 3DO version is better. Yes, I preferred the 3DO version as well. It was a more authentic driving experience on the 3DO. They had already started to, in some ways, dumb it down a bit on this version compared to what it was originally. Because the 3DO version, you'd often drive for in-car view. Oh, you just can't see the road up ahead very well, can you, from that view? So we're going to go back to the... oh. Oh, okay, we went into neutral there. I must have hit the... Where is it? Alright, we're past the cop scum. Good. He was gonna do it otherwise. We just don't want to get arrested at the moment. Ah. Right on the apex. One of the things that's interesting about this Porsche is it's a bit more nimble, but the back end stands out, you notice, a lot and loses control quite a bit. And once that happens, like there, the back end just it just throws you out. Obviously they gave it some kind of rear engine weight issue. Brilliant. Guy slowed me down. The other guy, long gone. No mistakes for him. Yep. Hisham saying good rock music. There's some awesome music in this. Oh, I couldn't see that guy at all, just out of the blockiness. It'd be good if you guys could see it as I see it. You actually get better quality than I do, actually. Amazingly. I don't know why, but once the video is going through the Elgato, it blurs it quite a bit. And it doesn't affect all games, it's just because this one, because you're looking at pixels in the distance. So in a way, it's a bit like what a lot of games look like in VR. And they get really blocky and you can't see the distance very well. Good. Cop done. We're not going to catch this guy, are we? He's just way too quick in this mode. That was hard work. Wow, look at that. What a finish. Tough. That was tough. That was a tough track. I did it the other day, and I was like, wow, I can't remember any of this very well. I remember the tunnels. I remember, doing it all perfectly, but that's about it. Absolutely, Adrian there looking at the car list. It's small, but a sign of the times. We're going to look at. I don't think these tracks are very good, but we'll have a look at it. Got that piece of music here with this random vocal. Comes up in a minute. What's all that about? The Corvette is just square. But we're going to stick with some fast cars. No, we're going to go head to head. We're going to do a race. Single race. Single race mode. Normal 6 laps. Race the pack. Then you get to see the glorious graphics of the different cars, including the impressive Corvette, which looks like a square block. So MC was saying there, great game for a 3DO version. Not because of the X-Man for fun. Well, I quite like X-Man. Is that what he was called? That guy was really funny. But I love the 3DO version. It was a different game. It was more of a simulator. It was more about driving and the weight of the car, and there was actually more detail in seeing into the distance. You could actually see it much more clearly. The frame rate wasn't ideal, but it was impressive in terms of the weight and feel. Team VV, I need to see you drift. That's just not going to happen. I'm a non-drift type of guy. Drifting is not in my skill set, sadly. That's why we used to have Ed doing drifting. He was a proper drifter. Very good at it. But as for me, no. I'm a grip racer. I'm about going quickly with the grip and traction. Okay. Now these tracks, I don't know these tracks at all, so I'm using the map in the bottom corner to really... knowing how dangerous the AI is on this, so... That guy, look at him just bashing into me. Scum. Absolute scum. Concentrating more as we... Alright, more braking required for that corner, but we're okay. 6th place. All to play for. Wow, look at that. We're gaining on that Dodge Viper there. Do remember that obviously games like this never used the analog sticks. The PlayStation controller never actually had analog sticks when this game was released. The original, I've got the one with the analog sticks I'm using now, but obviously I'm not using the sticks for any of these games. Coming a bit earlier and turning in nicely through the corner. And look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And nice little overtake there. 3rd place now. Gaining nicely. Going to take this flat now. Flat. Going to go. Oh no. Physically painful. A mistake there, felt that. Turning in, oversteering, lost a lot of speed. Oh, goodness. First and second, I've gone down the road at the moment. It's probably a way of doing this quicker than I'm doing it. I'm just not figuring out how to do it yet. Oh, I forgot to brake. Got to learn these calls. Now, Ignev's saying there, does the game have manual gears? It does have manual gears. No, I'm not using manual gears at the moment. That would give me more of an advantage though. And I would be quicker if I was using them. But, just for fun, we're just playing it in a sort of standard automatic gear fashion. Trying something new there. I was trying to just take that full speed with a lift. Look at this. Look at the Supra just getting stuck in there, you know, with the Lamborghini. What's that all about? 4 of 6. I've got to try and pull it together, and I need a good couple of laps now. I've got to remember to brake this time. Ah, brake. It's needed more braking. Damn. Going backwards. Look at him trying to block me. Scum. Trying this out, see if we can get on the inside. Losing a bit of traction on the power. Let's get the car in, just a small lift this time. Kept more speed through the corner though, that's much better. And this has a late apex, this corner. So we're going to take a, let's close it in on the corner and loosen it up on the exit. Taking a knock there. 1 lap to go after this. Can we gain any of the guys in front? They're still away up the road. Got to get the braking right for this corner. Braking. Ah, no. Nah, that's a disaster. The Supra. Car in front is a Toyota. Not anymore. The Toyota anyway. They, you know, MR2s and Supras, and you know, it all just became Yaris and stuff. Nissan, or same Nissan, isn't it? The Leafs. Kept it together. Well, I do fit perfectly into a Nissan Leaf. Just saying, for some reason it's like the most comfortable vehicle for me because I'm tall. So many of these cars I can barely fit into. Yeah, Clarkson, it's a challenge. I'd be happy with a podium finish. This has been a long and strenuous race. Feeling him. He's here, I can hear him. That's it. We've got a podium. We're okay. Andy's saying, shame it's not the real 3DO version. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame I don't have a 3DO actually. 3DO is one of the few consoles I don't have. They were just too expensive when they were released.
Congratulations.
And,
You've
they
just beat the best lap
sort
time
of
on
vanished
this
from
track.
retail very quickly at the time. I had a friend who had one, and he had a whole selection of games on it. I used to work in a game shop back then, and I used to play. We was a group. We used to play a game called Twisted. We used to play Total Eclipse, Crash and Burn. Not so much Crash and Burn. Total Eclipse more. What else did we play? Return Fire, Space Hulk. Space Hulk on the 3DO was amazing. It had incredible audio, real sort of tension to it. Yeah, love the 3DO system. Great.
Congratulations. You've got a top 10 time and the top speed for this track.
Oh, look at that. My final lap was just so much better. Well, that was a rather frustrating race, wasn't it? It was a bit like a Formula 1 race. So you just kind of fell into your places and. What shall we do now? What shall we do? I'm going to go back to this one. I want to do it in the evening again. I've got an endurance. Nah, I'm doing endurance. We'll do 6 laps of this bad boy now. This time I have to win it. I have to win it. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. What are we going to do? We're going to do. We're going to do it in the. We're going to do it in the Lambo. We're doing the Lambo. Come on, let's do this. Do say hello in your comments, guys. I get it. I get a lot of it in the chat, so I'm just sort of picking up on the chat. And we've got Fabio there, YouTube. Thanks, Fabio. And we've got Taran mentioning V-Rally. Yep, V-Rally. Obviously, I wasn't so keen on V-Rally on the original PlayStation. Really, the graphics were amazing. You had 40-odd tracks. I mentioned the other day, but keen on the sort of handling. It was it didn't work for me. I was more of a focus. We've got some heavy rock. Listen to that rock, guys. Rock on. Beat down, isn't it? Got through. Shame, that was a shame. Look at this guy trying to ram me off. Scum. Super drivers, what are you like? Get some of that music, some of that rock in your face. I just won't let me by every time. trying to go on the outside that time, but too much speed. It's that rock action. We need more beats. Past him. Finally, it's the end of that absolute scumbag. Right, now we can focus on. No, no. Oh, you're joking. Oh, that was a bit of a bummer there. Lost a lot of speed at a critical time. What are we on? Lap 4 now. 3 more laps. O is there. Mrs. Need for Speed. Exotic cars. Barely see a bit of the message there. Absolutely. That's why we're here. A bit of randomness on Team VVV. So if you're new to us and you like racing games, do follow us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Always showing sort of the newest games where possible, and some of the older ones as well is what I like to show, because I like them, and because it's great to introduce some of you who may not know these games. Barely got away with it, didn't we there? Tell you what, these guys are tough to beat. Didn't go well at all. Field's amazingly bunched up though, isn't it? The rubber band AI system we've got is working well here. Mr. Super's back. One perfect lap now. Come on. Fourth to get me on the podium. Let's avoid this guy. And let's see if we can gain on this guy now. I can hear the Supra right behind me. Too late. Focus. Come on, gain on this guy. It's so quick. I can see first as well. There is first and second place. Turned in too much. That helped me a bit for once. Final lap. Don't think we're going to be able to catch these guys, sadly. They're just too quick. Maybe if I was using manual gears, it might make me quicker, but we need is these two guys to smack into each other somehow. Hard fought second place. That was quite tense at the end. I had to concentrate, to focus on that. That was tough. That was tough. Mr. Bronze saying V Rally isn't as good as I remember. It was never that good. It was never that good. That's the thing. It just, you know, a lot of retro games. You got to look at like Tommy Mankingham Rally, as it was. I used to call it. It was just Tommy Mackinnon Rally. I used to call it Mankingham Rally at the time, and it wasn't that great. And when you look at a lot of the PlayStation 1 games, they look a lot worse just running in SCART. So I run a SCART box, which I can't move, because if I move it on the stream, it will mess it up. I look at my final lap there as well. Look at that, 1:41, way quicker than the other laps. So that shows I have the skill within me to win this race. Now Barfy Man says a game like this wouldn't sell anymore. Look at Drive Club. Nowadays racing games have to be open world or have civics with fat rims, dog. Do you know, it's true and it isn't true.
Congratulations. You've got a top 10 time for this track.
The problem with games now is that they need to be, you know, strongly structured but well marketed. If you look at Drive Club, when it was released, the game was a bit of a mess. It was broken, didn't work properly. It took 6 months for them to fix it. So if the Drive Club that existed in, you know, 6 months later existed at launch, Drive Club would have been huge. But unfortunately, I'm getting closer there. Now my best times on the leaderboard there were 10 minutes 14, weren't they? So still got quite a lot of time to gain. Right, we have a little break for a minute. Look at some highlights or something. Here's some highlights for a moment while I just rest my thumb for a second and look at your comments. So yeah, a game like this, let's talk about racing games. Games like this would sell, but the problem is when you, if you're an indie developer, you make games like this on a regular basis, but people want to play what their friends are playing. They want to play what the kids are playing in the playground, and there's that sort of pack culture. Everyone's talking about Need for Speed because EA spend a lot of money on Need for Speed. So EA can release a terrible Need for Speed game and know that because people have heard of Need for Speed, they'll just buy it. Simple as that. You know, will always sell. It takes a long time. You know, marketing controls games, you know, sadly. They tell you what to like to an extent. I would prefer a simple linear experience that was well crafted than, you know, these big open world complex games that we have these days. I mean, Forza Horizon 4 is stunning in terms of visuals, but it doesn't do much for me in terms of driving. It's quite limited in terms of how it develops you. I mean, this develops you more because in many ways because it's so challenging. You know, you can win all the races if you want to in Forza Horizon, or you can put it on a hard setting if you choose to, but why should you? You don't need to. You don't get enough reward for it in a way. But no, I think it's a shame. I mean, recently we had Grip released, and obviously I've shown off Red Out, which I enjoyed a lot last year. But there's nothing really like this, is there? I think a couple of you said about a remaster would be great of this. It would be really cool to have a Need for Speed 1 remastered edition. It'd be amazing how good it would look now as well. If they developed it the same way, you couldn't turn around, just drive it the same way. They could make it really impressive, because essentially it's an on-rails driving game in that sense. You're quite restricted. It was actually quite a big deal at the time that you couldn't turn around. We all used to talk about that. Why can't you turn around? There's a bit of that music. I'm just gonna share this for a second. And, shame there's not a full replay. Is there a full replay option? I'm not aware of. Oh, we do. Can we just... Okay. Full. Frame rate seems to be really slow for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, it's running at quarter speed. Oh, no. There we are. There we are. So now we can have a bit of a replay. Just can rest my thumbs for 2 seconds while we do that. My thumbs are just not used to this kind of, you know, pounding. And of course I'm using the PlayStation controller on the original PlayStation that came out in 1995, so I'm still running the same PlayStation. Enjoying a cup of tea with a Mario Kart Double Dash mug. There you go. Pretty old now, but cup of tea break. And O saying, which is an interesting name, oh, we all want PGR5, but sadly PGR4 and best racing games of all time flopped. Yeah, I mean there's various reasons why PGR4 flopped. It's a bit like when you look at something like Dredd the movie. Dredd flopped. It was a great film, but it was badly managed and badly marketed. It's a bit like Driver San Francisco. It's a phenomenal game. It's one of the best driving games ever made. It probably has the best multiplayer ever on a driving game. But you can't really, if it's badly marketed and it's badly put out there, then no one knows about it, and it needs to create something around it. You know, I didn't like Project Gotham Racing 4 at the time because they changed the handling. And they altered some of the physics in a way that I didn't like, and also the wall riding, because what we used to do was we didn't brake for corners, you just bounce around the walls and bounce around the corners. It was so bad, it just put me off. It was a wall bouncing game. So the problems with PGR4 for me wasn't really, you know, I didn't like some of the handling at all. I remember playing it and getting on there and thinking, oh, I much preferred the handling on PGR3, so it put me off the game. But the graphics on it and the ambition of it was incredible. There's nothing, it's getting the game right. That's the thing that's really really important. I mean, Project Gotham 1, 2 and 3 I played to death basically, and I'll show that one of these days. I'm going to set up my Xbox, my original Xbox, and we'll have some Xbox gaming. And it's going to be hopefully some of my old game memory might be on there, and I'll be able to go through that. And I did a lot of the medals on everything at the time. I don't think I did all of them purely because of time. I wouldn't say PGR, I wouldn't say it flopped. It's just the fact that sometimes companies don't know what to do with their brands. Marfran's just saying, did it flop? It's a bit like Burnout. Burnout was great, but they sort of changed it and changed it and changed it, and then it doesn't do very well, and then they say, oh, Burnout's no good. You know, it's a bit like Disney saying, oh, we're not going to make enough Star Wars films, there's too many Star Wars films. No, there's not too many Star Wars films, it's just that you released one that wasn't very good. Yeah, you've damaged the brand. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with Star Wars as a brand. It's, if you release a good film, well, now you've got to win the public back again, but they've made it more challenging. But sometimes people, they stop making games because they say, oh, you know, like EA will say one day, oh, Need for Speed's not selling. No, it's just the fact that the Need for Speed games are a bit rubbish, and you need to do better at making them. And whoever they're asking, in terms of asking for advice on how to make a Need for Speed game, is clearly the wrong person. At the end of the day, they need to be asking me. No, not really. But they do need to be asking some people that are into action driving games. Well, I can give them some advice on what I think Need for Speed is as a brand, but you know, they've got committees making these games that whatever they're looking at, I have no idea. I remember seeing quite in depth what went into the new Need for Speed in 2015, and hearing all about this driving culture that I loved, this driving culture, and then the game had no manual gears and no steering wheel compatibility, and you're like, well, what's the point in making great graphics but not including steering wheel and manual gears? It's just, you know, it's just crazy in that sense. So that was good fun. Let's crack on, gulp down some tea and move on. Rally Sport Challenge 2 by DICE. Yes, it was amazing, and amazing visuals as well. It was an arcade rally game, though I did prefer the Sony WRC games, which were amazing. They got better and better from Evolution Studios. Graphics on those games, I mean, the first game didn't handle that well, but it had amazing graphics, but they got the handling better and better. Adam Champion, hi Adam, is in the room. Good friend of mine. And do I have F1 on the Mega Drive? I have Ayrton Senna's Monaco Grand Prix. I have Virtua Racing. Those are my two. I don't have Super Monaco. I've got that on the Mega CD though, so I do still have that. Yeah, I mean, it was all about exclusives years ago. It still is in a way. It's just that Microsoft's exclusives in general haven't been nearly as good as Sony's in recent time. That's just the way it is. Yes, we're going to drive the Corvette now. It's a looker, I warn you. Sega Rally, amazing on the Sega Saturn. You know, I played so much Sega Rally, it's unbelievable how much Sega Rally I played, how much I love that game. I was saying need Don Matrick back who fixed the series. You know, I don't know who they need back, but they need back some vision at EA in terms of what Need for Speed is supposed to be. And at the moment, because they've made so many games under the Need for Speed banner, they don't know themselves. Is it a cop chasing game? Is it a driving game? Is it a simulator? Is it an arcade? Whatever Need for Speed game you make now, it's never going to make everybody happy, because you've got this Need for Speed and then you've got the Need for Speed Underground era, which they're two totally different eras of games. So in a way, you need sort of Need for Speed versions, like they were going to do Need for Speed Shift. Which Need for Speed Shift should never have been called Need for Speed, because it wasn't a Need for Speed game in any way. But if they maintained it as a Need for Speed Motorsport, that would have been different. And then you could have had Need for Speed Road and Track, which would have been something more like this. So you end up with different series. In that way, I suppose they could release 3 different versions of Need for Speed, and then every 3rd year you'd receive a sequel to that game. Look at the AI. Look at the AI blocking me from side to side there. Wow, that is just so blatant. Look at that. Blatant blocking. This car, as you can see, it's a real looker, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that bodywork and that styling. I love the way the AI is just blocking me. It's gone this side or this side. Wow. Unbelievable blocking. This car does not have the power, does it? Does not have the power to keep up with the... Yeah, come for me. I'll block you guys just as much. Yeah, have some of that. Don't think we're going to get any higher than 4th. No. My friend saying, do you know how much it will cost to license a car for a game? I do not. I do not, because all car companies are different. Some car companies say we'll license you a car. Some car companies say we'll license you our collection of cars. So when you see a game and you say, well, why is there 20 of one car make and 2 of another? Simply because they had to take all of them. And that's the way they are, because they say we're a brand. You take one of our cars, you take all of them. So different car companies are some are more helpful than others. I would work with the people who are more helpful if I was a racing game. You know, work with the people who work with you to make the best video game. And again, that's another marketing issue these days. You know, people see a car list and they say, oh, the game's not that good because there's not 250 or 500 cars in there. And you think, no, you don't need that. You need 5 cars that you really like. Yeah, 25 is probably as much as most people will ever use in a game. It's nice to have a range. It's not essential. They just need to have more, more content. Tracks is the thing that is often... and Dave's just seen the old school AI. I mean, literally, in a way, it's very good AI. Can you imagine playing Formula 1 game where the Formula 1 cars actually moved across and blocked when you're going for a corner? I mean, it would actually be amazing, wouldn't it? But these days, on Gran Turismo, they just all follow a line, don't they? So it's a strange timing on that. There's night driving now. These guys, look at them. Get out of the way. Let's see if we can get a podium this time. Let him go. Have some of that. Yeah. In my shiny, attractive Corvette, you can see there, look at that. And all of its blocky glory. I was mentioning earlier about how blocky it is seeing things in a distance, but it's not too bad when you're in the race modes, of course, because all you need to see is the side of the road. Seeing oncoming traffic is really hard on this at the moment. See what it's like when I get the scan lines on it next week. These two. This is definitely a midfield car, isn't it? It's not as quick as the... well, that's that then. We can go in car now. See a bit of bumper cam. Not going to win this. I used to play this game from this viewpoint actually, because I always enjoyed the feeling of speed that being in this view gave me. Need for Speed Porsche 2000 is great, and the Need for Speed Porsche agreement was crazy. Obviously, kept Porsche out racing for years. Did I play any of the early test drive games that inspired this game? No, I didn't at the time. The best versions of test drive were on things like the Amiga and Atari ST, and I was not one of the kids that had one of those. I had an Amstrad at the time, and it wasn't really, you know, the quality. So I sort of missed out on that. It's a bit like, you know, it was an era when a lot of arcade conversions were just really poor to the home. Now, for some reason, let's just with this. Just trying to sort something out there on the computer. Oh, well, there's a great start. I can't even see where I'm going hardly, it's so dark. I was mentioning the grain wasn't too bad, but it is on here. Corvette coming through. Corvette power. The invisible wall of doom. Took me out. Total scum. I am going to restart this in a moment. In fact, I'm going to pause it there and I'll be straight back, guys. I'm going to leave a bit of replay for you guys just to watch, and I'm going to just get a glass of water and then restart this stage. I'll be straight back. spilling my water on myself. Right, let's see. Just pause the replay. Oh, go on. Oh, I've done something here. Let's restart. Let's restart that. And before I do, I just need to share this, and then I'm still not an expert on all the streaming bits and bobs, but I am gradually organising it more and more. So for some reason on YouTube Gaming it constantly says Nickelodeon Kart Racers and it will not set anything else. It's really weird. Right. Let's see if we can edit that. Ah, there we are. It's in the gaming section. Let's delete that out. See if we can get this sorted. They don't have the need for speed. We are right. Save changes on that. So let's see if we can get this sorted, and then I can continue the stream. Always helps when you've got people helping out with all this stuff, but when you're on your own, you just got to link it all up. And share my stream. Go. Okay, so I'm gonna, as soon as I get Need for Speed set up, typical, I'm going to move on to another game in a moment. So there we are. Okay, so that's set up, and I'll get back to your chat. Alright, so where are you guys? Toyota won't license Halo cars with a bit saved by their games. Need for Speed Porsche is a good game. You know, it's strange to know car relationships with games companies because they're not always entirely clear in terms of what come on, restart. They're not always entirely clear in terms of licensing, they'll say, and they'll just use that as an excuse. And it gets used as an excuse all the time, you know. Oh, we couldn't have damage in the game because of licensing. That's what Gran Turismo used to say. Absolute rubbish. They can put damage in there. They have the, and then gradually they have. It's just that they didn't want to model the damage. Why model the damage when you can save all that resource and work and put that money and investment into other aspects of the game, like adding more cars or adding more tracks. You know, when you add something like that, that detail, that means you've got to take it from somewhere. That means rather than having 20 tracks, you're going to have 10 tracks, but with damage. And that's always the problem with adding more detail to games. Is it always takes it from other areas. Also, do say hello on the forum, guys. I'm always going to link this because I really would like to get more people on the forum. I'm going to link that in a moment. Now, let's do this. Let's gain on these guys. come on. Unbelievable aggression from the AI. I intentionally did that. I thought, you know, it probably won't be much slower, just to take the corners flat out. Ah, there you go, it's over. I mean, this car's probably not ideal for winning the race anyway. Oh, that's the end. It's just a blur of colour. Very lucky he didn't knock me there, that would have been the end of me. Fourth place. Wasn't able to do more that time, which is a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. And a bit of rock and roll. And I'll say that is it for Need for Speed. We're going to move on to another game now, and I'm going to take a moment to set that game up. So now we're going to open the. Oh no, good. Okay, so we can reset it. That's fine. And we're going to take a look at something else. See, so now we're going to look at Destruction Derby, and we're going to check this out, and okay, should be alright. Let's try a bit of Destruction Derby. Put that in here because I've got the box for Porsche Challenge down upstairs. With CDs in wrong boxes, that's the way to go. And as soon as I change the game, I have to change the game to something else. So I'm going to just quickly sort this out while it loads up for you guys. Now let's see. Let's get this set up. So now we're going to do Destruction Derby. set up for everybody so that everybody sees the info. Otherwise it will tell you, oh dear, that's not it. Interestingly, they don't have Destruction Derby on Twitch, so it will be set as Destruction Derby 64. There you go, whatever. They don't actually have the option on there for Destruction Derby. It's interesting. Interesting. There it is. It is coming up now. This update. It is coming up on Twitch now, so there you have it. There's our music. Start. That's it. Music's losing it on the PS1 there. That's all right. Okay, it's no longer letting me get to YouTube, which is a bit strange. I tell you what, you know, learning streaming is such a pain because every time you turn your computer on, you set everything up and then nothing works properly. I mean, nothing. You know, you get on here every time there's something goes wrong. And it's like, why isn't it working? Oh, we're still waiting for a Scud Race remake. Yep. I don't even want a remake. I just like Scud Race, actually. Okay, we're set up now, and I'm now set up for various streaming activities, and we're going to do a bit of Destruction Derby. Be ready to go in just a moment. So up here, and then we'll be ready to go on Destruction Derby. So that's good. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, like you say, how different streams get different views. What games would you guys like to see on here anyway? Let's see, Wreckin' Racing. Do Wreckin' Racing Championship. Oh, back out. No, we don't want to do it. And let's go to memory card. See if we can load up a game from 20 years ago. That will have loaded up. Don't know what that's done though. Seems to have loaded me into a championship of some kind. Well, whatever. Oh, okay. Demon. Okay, so Demon was my driver. Driver name.
It's the first race of the season.
Let's go in. This is some way into the game. Look at that, no pop-up, pure action. Now Wreckfest is coming next year and we'll probably play a bit more of this as we reminisce. Wreckfest could be the modern version of Destruction Derby. This was a great fun game when it was released. Again, the graphics were amazing. Big and bold and damage and oh wow. Not easy to control the cars. You don't really want to hit the walls too much because you just get bashed into. No, get out of the way. Where am I now? 7th, 20. Need to do better. Probably higher up those points. Front of the car's getting a bit damaged. We've got a long way to go in this race, haven't we? 12 laps. So this is clearly an old championship I was in at the time. 20 years ago. No. Oh no. The car's getting damaged now. So it's leaning to the darn. Working our way up. I wasn't aggressive enough in the early part of the race. Clearly, I think if I'd been more aggressive, I'd have been just a bit up more in the lead. You go around the outside. Where are you supposed to go? Just getting aggressive now. 5th place. There is 4th probably. Because it's a longer course, you're less likely to lap people early on. Final lap. Oh no! What does that mean? Does that mean I finished in 4th? Okay. Could have been bad. That could have been bad, but we're okay. Finished in 4th place. And it stopped loading. Oh no, it's working. Thanks to the guys who have shared it as well. So I was just missing out in your chat for a moment, and I'm back now. I was just concentrating on the racing then. Let's view league. And you've got quite detailed replays in this as well. Can't remember what the compound bit is. Let's just go. We're not going to save anything. Yes, Ben was just saying about the replays. It did have a detailed replay feature on this. I do have the original Xbox. My friend was just saying there. I'm missing some of your comments, guys. I do have the original Xbox. I will be showing that on. I've got two Xboxes actually. One for online and one for not online for various reasons. And they've not been fired up in a long time. So hopefully they'll still work. But now I have a use for them. So we get on. See if we have a better view from proceedings up here. Oh, we actually do have a better view here, and you can see us go. Oh, you scum! Wow, come on! I've got to get through the central bit. Oh no, that could have gone better. Damaged my car then. Anything can happen in this race, so this is survival of the fittest. Ah, it's a disaster. Ah, oh well. Last place for me. Taken out completely. It's not happening for me, is it? When you get out ahead on this, you can really fly. But, towards the end of the race, what have we got? 10 laps? Do you know what? We'll have to restart. No, we can't. There's no restart option on this championship. No, being lapped. You can have races where this goes. If you get into the lead and you get a nice clear track, you'll really get a long way ahead. But if you get spun on the, oh, I was lucky to get away with that bit of collision detection. My car's handling so badly. Oh, I'm not going to finish this race, am I? Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Can't turn the car. I can't turn the car. Can't turn the car anymore. Oh, look at that. He felt that. That's over. There's only 18 cars left. If I can just hold on till the end, might get a bit ahead. For some reason it's showing me as 20th place even though there's only 16 cars. No. Yeah, I might do it. I mean, once I get the original Xbox set up one of these days, I'm going to work on the PlayStation first, do a bit of this, and then after this, I'm going to. That was a bit disappointing. I was hoping to really get ahead in that race, because when you get ahead in that race, you're sorted. You've really got control. But if you get taken out in that central area, you just can't. That's it. It's all over. Like I lost steering like right at the beginning then. I mean, I don't know how far into the game I am, but I seem to be on quite what a tough setting. But yeah, Ben's right. We'll look at the replay editor in a moment and check that out as well. But yeah, this was one of the PlayStation launch games in the UK. Oh, disaster. Oh, that's frustrating. You know what? I was doing better in car, wasn't I? Let's go back in car again. I was definitely doing better in car. So we're going to go back in car. Oh, look at that. I'm being smashed to buggery. That's it. Got to get in there. 19th place. Oh, goodness. Disaster. Can't turn the car. Getting taken out terribly. Just can't get anywhere. Oh, my car's buggered, it can't turn now. This is going to be a long race. It only goes in one direction. Alright. That's it now. It's stuck to the wall. Oh, we've broken both sides. Brilliant. So now I can't actually steer anywhere. It's not happening for me. It is not happening for me tonight on Destruction Derby. Oh, it's so frustrating playing these old games that I was so good at. It's just being destroyed. This is a difficult track at the best of times. Right, okay. Let's see how we get on with this one. And alright. Come, let's do this now. Let's do this. Oh, we'll take it out straight away. Wow. Oh, no. Wow, it's super aggressive on whatever this difficulty setting is that I'm on. It's this is harder than it normally is. I'm just going to have to get super aggressive, aren't we? Ride the walls, I think. That's the only way to get out of this situation. Oh, it's not the crossover track, so at least that's something. My thumb is simply not used to this level of punishment. Taken out. Wow. First place, look at him go. See if we can stay with him.
Watch those barriers. They'll only slow you down.
And look, first place is gone. Unbelievable. What it shows though is that when you're in the lead you get a nice clear track and you are gone. I'm lapping myself like an Ocon. Get in there. Unable to come back. Better than it was though. Better than it was. A little bit of a comeback then. Right. Bear with me, viewers. I have to quickly do something. I have a warning on my stream. I've just got to. Okay. This has been an appalling selection of races. So frustrating. But after this I'm going to do something that's non-racing. Because I just want to shoot some stuff. I'm probably going to get destroyed on that as well. Now. Let's see what we have. Alright then, let's do this. Let's do this. This is tough actually. My thumb is just killing me now. It's just not used to the pressure because you press so hard on it because it's just so intense. Right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's win this, guys. It's a tricky track as well again, but let's do this. Oh no, taken out at the beginning. Come on. Try and stay on the outside. Oh, that might help me. No! Oh. Damn. This car spins out real easy. Oh. Damn. Damaging my car a bit here, but through. I need to do some time trialing really to learn how to control this car. None of the cars in this game, just so you guys are aware, handle well. They all handle quite badly. But you'll notice also this game has no pop-up in it at all, which at the time was very unusual. And they designed all the tracks at the limit of the view, if you like, so there's no pop-up in the whole game, which is a very cool feature at the time. That's it. So this takes one moment like that. So I've got it round. It's taking me out. Ah. So as soon as one takes you out, it's over, isn't it? Damage now. Obviously, whatever difficulty I was playing this on at the time was a little bit harder than the standard race you start with. Taken out. Taken out. Just wall grinding here, just to this car does not handle very well at all now. Just got to hang in there. Oh, it's gone, the steering's gone. Oh no!
Your car is about finished.
Oh. This just wasn't happening for me. So the Dad 3000 purchased PS1 Australia. I tell you, games were expensive back then. You know, we didn't have many games. We literally had a handful of games. You know, I had sort of the first 3 months I owned a PlayStation. I only had 2 games. That was Ridge Racer and Wipeout for the first 3 months. Well, that was a disaster. That was a disaster. I'm going to play something else now. I'm going to play something else. Quit that. Yep, that's that. That was a very disappointing league. I'm going to play something else now. I'm going to play a little bit of a non-racing game for a change, because I want to show you guys something. If you haven't seen it, I enjoyed this. Dad was just saying about the pop-up. It was impressive. I don't know. It depends how developers kind of got hold of the hardware, really, in terms of maximising their potential. Let's just reset that, and we'll do something different, completely different. Let's get my games organised here for a second. It's all getting a bit of a mess. And we'll try something else. What are we putting on here? Putting this on. Okay, that's that. So you see, this is the original menu screen here for the PlayStation that it launched with in '95. Of course, they changed this. Just getting all my discs in order, otherwise they all get into a mess, basically. Right. Put that in there. Right, and time for a bit of loaded. Right, that's that sorted. Now, before we close that, check that, and then fine. That's fine. It's everything on there then. So we've got a few of the old games on these memory cards here. So that's fine. What do we have? So of course it didn't tell you back then what they all were, did it? But you see games like there, Wipeout and Ridge Racer and Rage Racer and Wipeout 2097 and Rapid Racer, the first Need for Speeds, Colony Wars, Ace Combat, you know, and stuff. That's what I was playing there at the time. So let's play a little bit of Loaded, and while that loads up, I'm going to just change the title, and then we'll show what we're going to play here. Bit of this to finish off the stream, and then I'll have a nice cup of tea. And do let me know what games you'd like to see on the stream. So there's going to be a variety. So there'll be some new games. I mean, I've got to play a bit more F1 2018. I'm going to play some other games as well. I know some of you might want to see Ride as well. So Ride 3, when we can show that. We'll have a preview on Ride, but no streams on it. There is a theme, isn't there, in all these sort of 90s titles with lots of rock. Okay, it's taken it. It's taken Loaded. Right, that's good. Let's go to English. From Gremlin Interactive back in the day. Trying to keep up with my titles now, because people have mentioned to me that quite often I don't keep up with my titles enough when I'm streaming. We're going to have more lives. That's as many continues as you have, and that's as many lives. Players are confident. Okay, so yeah, we're not loaded. We are confident. We're not confident at all. Right. Let's try a bit of this now. On a Friday evening, what else are you going to be doing but watching some streaming action? You know, it's one thing actually, I do wish I could do more racing, more non-racing as well at times. So on some streams I'm going to do some non-racing just to break it up a bit. Let's edit this as well, and then we can't start streaming now until we actually just change everything, because otherwise people join expecting Destruction Derby when it's actually loaded. And now we can continue. So let's get that set up. Yeah, definitely looked better than that. Right, it's going to be quite blocky, I think, this one. Alright, let's see a bit of this then. Let's see a bit of Loaded. It is a bit slow. I apologise for the slowness. This is PlayStation loading speeds. This is actual loading, not emulated. Everything you see here is the real deal. The original 95 PlayStation loading games. Who are we going to use? I can't remember the different characters very well. This guy was pretty cool, wasn't he? We're going to stick with Mama, because we know what Mama is. Right. And now we're going to... now, this game, of course, there might be some... now, is it after the watershed? It is. It's after the watershed, so those of you who are not old enough to watch this, just look away now. Can't cast your eyes. There is violence in this game. There is blood and gore. So you have all been warned. And let's see how we get on with this one. Oh no! Right, okay, I've used my bomb. Oh, I've done it again! So, that's it. Where am I going? Oh, what's that? Yellow key card. Awesome music. Playing this with D-pad as well. It's just going to kill my thumbs. Oh, how do I? Oh, it's L button. Right. Okay. Can I do it with the R? It's L. Right. Okay. Let's do this. We're gradually we're gonna get beaten up a bit. And this game came out with the PlayStation 1 at the time, and it was the first game that had proper lighting effects. We'd never seen lighting effects like this. This game was amazing. Now I'm sure that my audience figures are going to drop now because you guys aren't going to want to see this, but this game was amazing. And I'm playing this for me. I like to play things like this. Going around the mental asylum, killing dudes. Well, this isn't good though, I'm using quite a lot of bullets here. Ooh, that guy was hardcore, wasn't he? In the face. In the face. We're going to need to save some ammo now. Oh no, we're alright. Green key. So, oh, some dudes. Get them. Now this game appears to run at a variable frame rate, which is quite interesting. It's running at sort of 60 frames for the most part here. And then dropping when... So, some of that. In your face, mate. Big laser cannon. No. Oh, they don't sound very nice. No. Oh no! Frame rate drops massively, doesn't it, when you've got loads of guys in a big room. You just would not mess with this guy. Look at my laser gun. Amazing. Oh, frame rate killed me. Oh, this is bad, and I've lost my gun. I needed to be more methodical in taking the room down. Oh, I never remembered the frame rate being so bad on this game. Wow. This was awesome. So this game was on the Demo 1, which came with a PlayStation 5 in the UK back in 1995. And I remember playing this at a trade show and just loving it. And it's a really tough game. But lighting effects as well. Look at that. Amazing. I mean, this could well be one of the first games that ever had lighting in it in this style. No idea. Something for a research project for somebody out there watching who likes a bit of retro gaming. It's always weird when you call something retro, isn't it? It's like one day PlayStation 4 games in 20 years are going to be retro, and you're going to look at how rubbish they look and say, oh, we used to play PlayStation 4 and we thought it was good. But in actual fact, it's going to be, you know, so dated compared to the perfect rendering you're going to have in 20 years time. Oh wow. Oh, hold on. Oh, this guy's doing damage here. Have some of that. That's it. Nearly dead. Can I do this? Can. Should have done that earlier. Oh, that machine's going to kill me. Oh god. I'll take down as many as I can. Ah. It's hard. I had a good gun then as well. Oh, bloody hell. Getting behind me. Let's check if there's anything I've missed in here. I needed that so badly. So let's just carry him around here. Oh no! No more ammo or anything. Wasted a lot of ammo going in those rooms. Got a bit more firepower. Need some more ammo though. Or I am going to be in big trouble. Guys are taking the beats. That's it. In your face, big laser beams. My bullets. Come on. What is that? Oh, blimey. Kick the crap out of me. That's it. Take these guys down. Look at that frame rate. Amazing. room cleared. Oh, headbutting me. Oh, headbutt in the face. Oh, this is getting quite... Oh, look at him. Headbutter. Oh, they're being really tight with the bullets, aren't they? I believe how difficult it is trying to find some bullets in life and stuff. I wonder if I've probably gone the wrong way on the map and there was something I missed. Look at those dudes. Oh. Okay, the door opens. Oh no! Killing the frame rates. Wow, okay, frame rate is off the chart there. Oh, 61 rounds left. Nothing else in here, is there? They're not giving me any bullets. Nothing in any of these rooms. What is that all about? Okay, give me some bullets now. Anything inside the beds? No. Well, that's it. It's cleared. Time to go to the end. Can we zoom in? Can, that's it. Zoom in and zoom out buttons. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Let's see, this is going to be interesting. AI. Ah. Oh, probably didn't want to have that. Wasted. Okay. Right, we're kitted. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to skip that room for the moment. Okay, I think this is it. This could turn out to be a... No. In your face! What's going on with that guy? Dude wouldn't die. Those guys are beating each other up in there, look at that. Thank you. I saw my life flash before my eyes then. Those guys are beating each other up somewhere. Wow, there is major fighting going on somewhere. We're going to clear these corridors. Did anyone actually own this game who's watching this now? Oh. This AI guy's just out of range. In your face. Taking them down in your face. What's the way out of this place? It's Mahusif. Oh. Secret corridor. Oh, blimey. Can't see him. Why are they not dying? Shit. Oh, I'm nearly dead. This is not good. Oh, now I've lost my gun. Pressure. This is not good. Please. I need life. Oh, it was life. Thank goodness for that. Come on. Whatever that. Bullets are going to run out anyway. Shame I lost so many lives early on, because I've certainly learned a lot as I've gone into the game. Oh, I didn't see him. Gotta kick the crap out of me. That's it. Down. I've got to find my way out of this maze. There is an ending to this maze somewhere. As I just come in here for a second. And I try and find the way out of this section. So just like this game, this is a great game. For those of you that know it, this is a great game. I mean, it's got loads of levels, and you know, I've only got one life left, so I'm trying to not die. Apologise if I get a bit lost. There must be a secret. Something I'm missing somewhere. There's got to be a door somewhere. Maybe it's near the beginning of the level. That's what it is. Headbutting dudes, isn't it, in here? Look how they just beat each other up. And they just headbutt each other all day. That's all they do, those guys. Oh, hang on. Secret room. Oh, okay, what's that then? I think there might be another room in the way across the original level, so I'm going to go back there. Oh, hang on. Yep, I'll take that, thank you. Let's see if we can find it. No. Maybe that's the way. Ah! Oh, this is tricky. Okay, we're going to have to prepare ourselves before we go in. Diagonal angle. In your face. Okay, let's get that guy across there now. Those things do massive damage. Let's take him down. So if you use this zoomed out view, it helps you a little bit because you can see them just before they can see you. Which is why I was dying early on, because obviously I zoomed in and I wasn't getting that advantage. I didn't see him. life. Give me the life, please. Oh, that's it. We've got full life. There's no hidden ammo anywhere. Now I'm getting a bit lost. Where do I go? Oh! I can see him. Oh, he got a good hit on me. It's not hitting him. Okay. So I did the gradient there, wasn't done it. That was absolutely exhausting. My thumbs are dying. This is a great game. Okay, it's a great game. All of you should play at some point if you're into your retro gaming. Something I thought should have been on the PlayStation 1 Classic, and it was a great game. Brick D, poly peaking. What do you mean by that in terms of poly peaking? What's continue? Greed factor. Okay. See, stats like that would have meant something to me, but I'm just trying to see. So it's great to see all the different PS1 games that you guys have all been playing on the chat there. And thanks for coming into the chat. I am going to call it a day shortly. It's been a good old long stream, I think, this evening, but I will say, as ever, do pop onto the forums, and I'll just pop that on here, and I'll just find that chat, and then I'll just paste this into the chat. So say hello on Team BB Forum. Do as ever, you know, like and subscribe and all that jazz. Supports what we do. Why? What's this? Oh, cool. Yes, can zoom out. Oh, blimey. Just taking care of business now, aren't we? Just taking care of business. Oh, and then suddenly we run out of bullets. Like you say, you look at this lighting now, just how good it was for its time. Amazing, amazing tech, really, when you think about it. It's only really the sort of frame rate that really kind of blows on this game in terms of when it's stuck in those sort of really busy areas. But I'm glad that they just went with their game vision, which is what they did a lot on the PlayStation 1. They didn't get restricted by it. Find my way around now. This is not a map I recognise. Probably missed something. I know, I probably missed something. Careful now, I'm nearly out of life. Oh, he saw me. Has he seen me? He hasn't done anything yet. Find this key. Where is this key? Must be something I've missed somewhere. I've got something I've missed. Maybe there's something down here I've missed. Ah, here we go. It's going to be down here. There it is. Oh no. Shall we grab that life now or save it for later? That's the question. I don't even know what these things are, but I'll grab them anyway. Whatever they are, this is the place. Oh, damn. Oh, there is a run button. There's a run button, guys. Right, okay. That makes it easier. Right, now we can get around quicker. Look at that. Goodness me. It's like, oh. Oh, oh, go on then. Let's just have it. You wouldn't normally. If I was playing this like normally, I wouldn't, because I'd save that for later in case when I was really wounded. But let's find a yellow door now. That's the next challenge. Wow, okay, that makes it so much easier now. Now I can actually dodge bullets. Look at that. Moonwalking. It's like a machine. No one's going to stop the mama now. Come on. Oh, there's no corridor there. Well, I might have to call it a night in a moment. It's getting late. Oh, I had the red key. Oh, I didn't realise. Oh, blimey. Oh, bloody. Bad guys everywhere. Oh, freaking. Oh, oh, God. Okay. So, oh, right, do some damage. Have some of that. Now I know where you all are. Oh, he's punching me in the face. Come Come and get some. You can have some as well, in the face. Yeah. Have some of that. Have some of that. Now I'm on it now. On it. On a mission. Still something else I'm missing. Cannot find a way around it. It's going to be here somewhere, guys. Will there be a red or a gold door? Let's try and find it. Oh. Okay. Oh. In your face. Oh. Okay, that was the most pointless journey in its own way. Oh, okay, I didn't realise I hadn't been in there. Killing them. Stop killing them. Why not killing them? Oh, gradient thing is a pain, isn't it? Oh, no, no. That was close. That was really close. I don't know what the point is in some of these places. There's nothing in these rooms. Got the green key though, so we've got that. So let's go back now and try that upper room. Oh, hang on. Blue. I probably missed the green door now, I'm not even thinking about it. work our way out now. See if we can find this blue key corridor. It's a bit of a memory test, isn't it? Trying to work out the where all the doors are. So, what does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. Okay, let's take it. All the doors now, so the lower door should open. In your face. Can't remember where to go now. Must be another door somewhere. No, not here. Ah, it's tricky, isn't it? Well guys, I can't find my way out now, so I can see it's going to take some time. What else were on the map? Maybe I've missed something somewhere. No. Darn, I'm tired and I can't find this blooming door. It's going to get me out of here. absolutely nothing. Killed every bad guy. Oh. It's got to be somewhere further up than that. This game is sort of just as much a memory test as anything else, trying to remember which way you went. It's all of these done, there wasn't anything else here. Find anything. Right. See, that room looks like it's sort of the end of the level, doesn't it? It's got a kind of very different look to everything else. There's got to be a hidden section here I've just not found. No, I can't find the end of this level. This is really weird. I'm glad I found the run button. That's all I can say. Been up there, been down there. I used to know my way around these levels like the back of my hand as well. Just can't remember any of it. Well, I'm sorry to say, guys, on the stream I was hoping to rush through this a bit quicker than I have. There was a determination in me to find the end of this map, and I just can't find it at the moment. I'd need to sit here not on a stream and just carefully explore every single corridor, but I'm never going to find it now. And that, I think, is that for the stream tonight. It's all gone a bit quiet, so thanks for watching tonight, everybody. I hope you enjoyed a bit of the Need for Speed and a bit of the various Destruction Derby, which was a bit brief, but you know, it was way too hard a setting, just going into my old save game clearly, and a bit of Loaded, something different for the PS1. So I hope you enjoyed all of that this evening, and I'll be back to streaming some new games in the next few days. But that's it from me for now, as ever. More soon.